Good morning, and thank you for joining us today for this Master of Agribusiness webinar. We'll be talking about the animal health cohort at our lovely K-State Olathe campus in our time today. I'm Deborah Kohl, and I've had the pleasure of serving with the MAB program for the last 8 years. My background is in student services and education, and I earned my master's degree from K-State in 2002. Today, we'll be spending some time covering some information about our MAB program, including the courses and some of the skills that you'll walk away with. We'll also discuss prerequisites, transferring coursework, the application process, and paying for the program. Finally, I'll encourage you at the end of the webinar to contact me about an advising conversation if we haven't already had one. There is a link on our MAB website that has information and a button to go ahead and access my advising calendar. That you're more than welcome to avail yourself of. And then I'll also provide some questions that we'd encourage you to ask yourself and us as you consider your next steps. Oops. Over the last 20 years, more than 500 students have participated in our program. The MAB program was created in 1997 in response to a Board of Regents challenge to help grow and develop talent in food, agriculture, and animal health across the state of Kansas, particularly in our rural communities. Our first cohort, pictured here, launched in 1998, and they graduated in the year 2000. Over the last 20 years, as I mentioned, more than 500 students have participated in the program. The demand for our program quickly expanded because the skills our students walk away with and gain while they're in the program has become really highly regarded in the sectors that we serve. And our reach quickly expanded domestically and internationally. We were the first distance degree program in the country focused on business and economics involved in managing production, agriculture, food, and animal health companies and operations. We are not an MBA, and we're not an MS in agricultural economics, but we are a professional degree program that's aimed at training managers for peak performance in some of the most rapidly changing industries today. Our students come from a variety of backgrounds. Some of them have a scientific background and are looking to learn more management and business skills. Others have solid business training but are not familiar with the supply chain or networks involved in our sector and really want to learn how to do business specifically in our target industries. Others come to us grounded in production agriculture, whether that be on the food animal side or row crops. But they need better business backgrounds to make positive impacts on their companies or their operations. And finally, still others come to us with a DVM or other advanced degree, but realize they need to brush up on their business or computer skills and to be able to lead their companies or their organizations well. As we've polled our over 500 students, they've indicated that one of the most important ingredients on the academic side of the equation for them is that the program and the students be vertically integrated. In any of our cohorts, you can find students who represent a wide variety of ages and relationships to their companies from all over the US and across the globe. In 2012, a series of stakeholder meetings were held in the Animal Health Corridor, which you may know extends from Columbia, Missouri to Manhattan, Kansas, to identify the resources that companies located in the corridor would need to be successful. Employee development was a really big, important piece of that puzzle, and companies indicated that they would need employees who had a really good grasp on the dimensions of the animal health industry from a global perspective, including the dynamics of conducting business on a global scale in various economic environments. And then also layering in the complexity which is featured in this industry specifically because the regulatory environment in which most of our animal health companies sit add layers of additional requirement. We pledge to address all of these issues and needs and demands in a new cohort of the MAB program, which we launched in 2013. The Olathe Animal Health Cohort is tailored to meet the needs of our students who work in the animal health sector. The course materials address current issues, and the individual companies who send us students have input into the projects and deliverables that those students participate in while they're in the program. Our coursework is designed to allow our students to continue to be valuable employees serving their companies well while they complete their program of study. The track record of success should be really important to any firm or student who's looking to take part in a program. We're not a case study driven program. The majority of your projects and homework will come from the actual company in which you work. When you're interviewing for an advanced position later on and are asked to provide an example of how you solved a problem or made an impact in your company, you aren't going to want to cite a case study that you completed in your MBA program from another company. We also are a cohorted model. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the additional opportunities to jump in this August and then at any time throughout the calendar year. But we really do push most of our students through a cohort and experiences because we really hear back from our students on a consistent basis that this networking opportunity and the sharing of professional experiences across the sectors is one of the things that really sets our program apart. So let me talk to you a little bit about our full degree bearing animal health cohort, and then I'll transition into the opportunity that we have to start our program certificate this fall. So the full MAB program is a 2.5-year program consisting of 42 credit hours. As part of that program, you'll make 2 trips to our Olathe campus each year for the first 2 years of the program for a total of 4 times on campus in Olathe. And you will also complete a comprehensive thesis project. All of our students are working full-time in production or in industry somewhere, and our program is delivered executive style. So what that means is that our faculty have perfected the use of the internet delivery of classes over the last 20 years. We've watched a number of different programs and courses jump online this last spring and into the summer, but we will also provide a bunch of additional tools to help you be successful in your online learning that we've been able to cultivate over the last 20 years. All of your course material will be supplied through our learning management system, and we currently use Canvas, but we also will provide you with a USB drive for you to use with all the material on it. We provide pre-recorded lectures in podcast form, and once a week, each of our courses has a live recitation session associated with it. The faculty use those live recitation sessions to provide new material, answer questions, and work through any difficulties with the homework or applications that you're being asked to complete. All of these recitations are recorded, so if you're like about 75% of our students who are traveling during the week for work and you miss the recitation session, you can still access that content at your convenience. And we know that our on-campus sessions are one of the things that set us apart from your typical off-the-shelf MBA program. This is the schedule for our animal health cohort, which you might see does begin in August every year. Here is the upcoming session that starts August 2nd at our K-State Olathe campus. And basically you will come in for classes and be on campus for about 3 to 4 days. August 2nd through 5th or 6th. And then you'll go home and you'll complete that first set of 3 courses online only. You would come back to our beautiful Olathe campus in October, again, to do some recitation sessions and some time with the faculty. We'll break bread together, we'll have some speakers in, and we will begin to kick off your next set of classes. The rest of the year, all of your classes are online only. You do start an online-only class in November, and then one again actually starts in February. And then you have a little bit of time off in the spring, and then your marketing class starts right up until the time you come back to campus for year 2 to do 2 additional courses. I mentioned the thesis a little bit. Excuse me. Excuse me. We are a thesis-bearing program, which does provide you a more comprehensive opportunity to apply the skills that you'll learn in the program to develop some real solutions to a problem or issue in your firm and organization. We have a track record of working well with companies to maintain confidentiality because most of our students do use company data to do their program, especially the thesis part. We do operate well within NDAs. And this allows the research that gets done through the MAB to make an immediate impact on the company that our student comes from. Again, I want to reiterate, we're not a case-driven program. There may be a couple of case studies in a few of the classes just to give some ideas, but for the most part, we really want our students to be able to make themselves more valuable to the specific company in which they're employed. As we've been involved across food, agriculture, and animal health over the last 20 years, it's become clear that there's an increasing need for credentialing that can quickly meet the needs of professionals in our organization, many of whom are already obtaining advanced degrees or already have advanced degrees, especially on the animal health side of the equation. We have a lot of folks who come and do the MAB program who already have an earned DVM or PhD in immunology or in vet med itself. So we wanted to respond with a shorter version of some of the courses that we work with in the MAB to specifically meet the needs of that population. Some of the challenges that we've seen are the professionals who have come to the MAB program facing would include increasing regulation, industry volatility, that downstream customer influence, the pharma impact on our food supplies itself, and then competition for resources in human and animal markets. To meet some of those challenges, we distilled down the full Master of Agribusiness program into 7 courses or 20 credit hours that now make up our Animal Health Management certificate. These courses include finance, the regulatory aspect of drug and vaccine development in the animal health industry, and managing organizational behavior. There's also a sales and marketing course that we launched this summer specifically for the certificate program that covers specifically sales and marketing in animal health alone, and then also an advanced strategy course. Students who complete the certificate will be on campus for 2 shortened campus sessions, which will include the orientation session and will allow students to network with the group of students that they'll go through the classes with. This certificate is designed to be completed in about 18 months to a year, but you do have the opportunity to accelerate or stretch out the certificate program, whichever works best for you as a student. The estimated cost of the certificate is $16,000, and that does include all of your books and materials and access to the learning management system for courses with the same award-winning faculty you would work with on campus. 18 of the 20 certificate hours transfer directly into the MAB program if you should choose to take up the MAB after you've completed the certificate. So this is a new option that we have available for our students and for companies to take a look at. I have quite a few students who are piloting certificate classes this fall just to see if it's going to be a good fit for them. And if you're interested in that, I would definitely encourage you to sign up for an advising appointment with me. We do offer a number of individual courses that you can take outside of the cohort model. Our finance class is one that we get a lot of questions about, and definitely you would be more than welcome to apply and take that course as a non-degree seeking student. This is the sales and marketing in the animal health industry course that I mentioned earlier. That one does run in the summer, but I do have courses each semester for some rolling admissions and start dates for students who are interested. Some of the questions that we get a lot would include the admission requirements for the MAB program. So for both the certificate and the full animal health cohort, we do require a bachelor's degree, 2 or more years of professional work experience, some basic computer literacy, and then also undergraduate coursework in accounting, statistics, and micro, macro, or agricultural economics. If you have any questions about your prerequisite coursework, feel free to sign up for a time for an advising appointment or to just send me an email with your transcript. I'll be happy to take a look at it and see if you have the prerequisite coursework or if there were other courses that you took in your undergraduate program of study that we could apply toward the program. We also have identified over the course of the last 20 years a few programs at the community college level who have fantastic coursework in these areas. I'm very proud to say that Johnson County Community College is one of those partner institutions we've worked with, and our students have really enjoyed the prerequisite coursework they've done there, and the offerings are pretty robust, so it's pretty easy to get into one of the courses within their institution. So please feel free to ask if you have questions about those prerequisite courses. One thing you may have noticed on that list of requirements is that there is no GRE or GMAT required. We long ago did some analysis on the academic preparedness and abilities of our students, and there is no correlation between a score on a GRE or a GMAT and how our students do within the MAB coursework, or more importantly, how they're able to apply those skills once they've wrapped up with us. So we have taken this off the table. In fact, we have not required this GRE or GMAT for many, many years as a result of that analysis. So one of the pieces I definitely wanted to talk with you about is the application process itself. If you don't already have a booklet, here's Willie looking at one of our booklets. I would just ask you to reach out to me. There is a request a booklet button also on our website that will take you immediately to a mail form that will get me your information, and I'll be happy to put a copy in the mail to you. One of my very favorite features of the booklet is at the very back, and it is an application checklist, which goes through everything you will need to have in place in order to apply. Some of the highlights of that list include 3 letters of reference, a letter of support from your supervisor. I do want to point out that if you have your supervisor write your letter from them as also a letter of reference, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And then you wouldn't need a total of 4 letters, you just need 3. We don't need your supervisor or your company to weigh in on any kind of financial support. I'll get to that piece in just a minute, but we do need them to indicate that they understand that you'll be face-to-face on campus for 2 weeks out of the year for the first 2 years of the program as part of your commitment to doing the program. We would also need from you a list of objectives, reasons that you want to do the program, what you're hoping to accomplish with your degree once you're finished or with the certificate once you're finished, and then also a copy of your most recent resume, just so that we can help start crafting, some coursework for you and where we see maybe some gaps that we can address with skill set within the coursework. So let's talk a little bit about paying for the program. About 62% of our students receive some type of tuition reimbursement or assistance from their employers. We also have a number of students who leverage state and federal financial assistance, and then also scholarship options are available. Our students have been very successful at winning a number of the scholarships that are offered through K-State, particularly from our global campus operation. So feel free to leverage those. If you have questions, I'll be happy to help you with those. We do also have 2 MAB specific scholarships that our alumni set up about 3 years out after we started the program. So please feel free to avail yourself of that opportunity as well. I do want to go back to the 62% of our students getting some kind of tuition reimbursement from their employers. We have seen the market shift significantly over the last 10 years. And it used to be that a lot of our students were getting their programs completely and fully paid for by their employers. That is not the case anymore. We have folks who range from an additional set cap each year for a couple of thousands of dollars, clear through to students who do still receive actually tuition reimbursement above what we're charging. So we're more than happy to sit down with you and visit with you about maybe what your particular company offers, and then look at a sequencing of courses that will enable you to maximize the tuition reimbursement that you're eligible for as an employee, even if it means taking courses out of sequence or delaying course enrollment. The cost for the full MAB program is $32,175 for entry in August of this year or January of next year. That does include the 12 courses that are outlined within the program on 39 credit hours, your distance education software, the access to our learning management system, the time that you spend working on your thesis, kind of as a consultant with a faculty member, and then all of your textbooks and course notes are included in that amount. What is not included in that tuition amount would be one elective course. We do have a variety of different courses you can take as part of the MAB program for your elective. We also have students who choose an area. Maybe they're looking at a different area within the field or within a specialty area and would like to take some additional training specifically to bone up in that area. So we don't include that elective course in the tuition that we quote, largely because depending on where you choose to do your elective or what course you choose to do, that cost can vary greatly. Our tuition is billed on annual installments, and you can see typically that's due in August every year, and the amounts for each of those years is broken out. I do want to mention that if you are leveraging financial aid, we will be required to bill you on the semester. So you and I will want to have a conversation about what that's going to look like for you and how to best leverage that. I want to end up with a few questions we would really ask that you consider of yourself and of the programs that you're looking for. We would definitely encourage you to ask any representative of any program you're interested in what the track record of success is for their particular program. Where did the students and graduates go? What do they end up doing professionally? Also ask about time commitment. How much time are each of the courses going to take? Is there a part of the year that is busier than others for the academic requirement? Because you're going to want to weigh that, especially if you're working full-time while doing the program. You'll definitely want to ask questions about in what formats the courses are available and how you're going to get your materials for the program. We'd also really encourage you to talk to someone who is in the program that you're looking at. Although they may not be able to connect you right away with someone, most good reputable programs should have a list of students and alumni particularly who you can connect with and who they've obtained permission from for you to talk with about doing that program. You definitely want to hear the firsthand description of what a program is going to be like by someone who's been through it. Also, make sure that you visit with either myself or whatever program you're looking at about tuition reimbursement, what specific documentation your company needs, and can the university provide you with documentation that will fit what they have required. If you have questions about the program, I'd be happy to field those for you. This is our website, www.mab.ksu.edu. We have quite a few different options as far as information that you can take a look at. Our Animal Health Management Certificate has its own page, and then we have quite a few other options for you to kind of thumb through as you're considering the program. I also would really encourage you to reach out to the website, send me an email, or give me a phone call. I did mention that we have a button that will allow you to go ahead and schedule an advising appointment with me in the upcoming weeks. That way we can both be on the same page and you can have some dedicated time to ask the questions that you need. I'd also, again, offer for you to go out and take a look at the order a booklet or just request a booklet from us button that will, like I said, take you to a piece of information that you can plug in your mailing address and your contact information, and we will be more than happy to get you a booklet as we hear that. Thank you again for taking time to listen to our presentation, and I do look forward to visiting with you about the MAB program. We know that this program has made a difference in the lives of our students and alumni based on the number of times they've been promoted and their income growth, but more importantly, in the impact they're able to have on their companies from a leadership perspective and the skill sets that they've picked up. I look forward to visiting with you more in the future and hope you have a great rest of your day.